Good afternoon, guys, and happy Thursday to all of your sunshiny faces. So guys, I do think I have like a little bit of a cold, honestly though. Really not that bad. Like today, I woke up last night. I actually woke up a couple times in the middle of the night. My throat felt really dry. It wasn't like sore throat. And today, actually ever since I got up, it's been totally fine. But I think it was just because like I was breathing like not really through my mouth, but like I don't know, like my throat just sort of felt dry. And I filled up my water bottle right before I went to bed last night. I should have like been conscious enough to have been like, oh, I'll just take a sip of water, like so my throat doesn't feel so dry anymore. I never ended up doing that. Like just sort of like I couldn't like, you know, like not swallow, but like it just, my throat felt very dry. So and then today literally the only thing that's sort of bothering me is my nose is just a little like stuffed up, but overall I actually feel totally fine. I went to bed sort of late last night and I woke up, like I said, several times in the middle of the night, so I woke up sort of late today. But other than that, I've like, it's not like I've been like, oh, I'm so tired, like body aches, like, you know, chills, like nothing like that. Like it feels like I have a stuffed up nose right now. So yeah, anyways, we ended up going to Valley Produce and Caputo's. So we didn't end up actually getting too much. There wasn't a lot of stuff that we really needed to get, and there wasn't a lot of stuff that was on sale at either store really. So like I said, I'll show you guys real quick what we ended up picking up at those stores. So over here, these items at Valley Produce, we ended up spending $17, $18. We ended up picking up two things that was about 3/4 of a pound of ham. My mom did ask for this to use it in the, we're gonna do omelets for breakfast on, I think, Sunday morning. We're gonna do on the Blackstone again. And then too, no stores really had any meat on sale other than ham, so for sandwiches for the week, that's why I ended up getting two packages. So like I said, they were about 3/4 pounds each, but this is actually different than what they had advertised. This was the Eckrich Polish ham, and this was actually $2.99 a pound, so I picked up two packages of those. And then we ended up picking up, they had blackberries advertised for 98 cents each, so I picked up three packages because honestly they didn't really look that great. And so like I said, I went ahead and picked up like the three ones that sort of looked the best. Then I ended up picking up Honeycrisp apples, which were 98 cents per pound. I got almost 4 pounds. It was $3.72. And then also we got some fresh romaine lettuce for the guinea pig. It was also 98 cents per pound, and we ended up paying 79 cents for that. It was a little under a pound. And then also the we ended up picking up one of the watermelon, which was $2.99. Because we're pretty much out of watermelon season by this point. And I also picked up a big bunch of cluster tomatoes. We got almost 2 pounds. They were 88 cents each. It was $1.72. I ended up picking up about 6 of those because I told you guys I've been having one of those like baconless BLTs almost every single day for lunch, and I've been loving them. So I need 3 normally for salads. We have a couple that are big enough ones from the garden, but again, I will, as of right now, I've been going through them really quickly, so I wanted to get enough, so I went ahead and picked those up. So that was everything at Valley Produce. And then over here at Caputo's, we ended up spending in total for all of these items $22.14. One of the items that we got that wasn't on sale, it was just for dinner tonight. My dad and Jack ended up having well, it was the spaghetti dinner night, but they actually did tacos for dinner tonight at the high school for football. So I didn't have anything to eat, so I went ahead and picked up this Stouffer's mac and cheese for $2.99. Then we also ended up picking up the milk. That was on sale for $1.99. It was a limit of 2, which is a little bit cheaper. Sometimes Aldi's has been like just over $2, so I thought that was a pretty good price. And then we also ended up picking up the organic cilantro. I picked up 2 bunches. My mom asked to get some for the guinea pig, so I also got some for myself as well as a second bunch. And then also some organic baby carrots. They're $1.25 each, so in total it was $5 for all of the organic products. And you didn't have to buy 4, but that's just what they were marked as. And then they had, which I didn't again notice, they didn't have advertised, they had their blackberries for 79 cents each, so I went ahead and picked up another 3 packages packages because, like I said, some of them weren't looking that great in the packages, and these ones didn't look that great either. So I went ahead and, again, like, I'll probably have to pick a couple of them out. So I figured, like, since they were so cheap anyway, I can just go ahead with getting by with, you know, 6 cheap packages of blackberries, and then again a handful that I'll probably have to pick out because they didn't look that great. Then they had these croissants were actually on sale for $1.99. So I went ahead and picked up a package of those along with the butter cookies, which were $5.99 a pound. We got about a pound. And then they had the 3 count of the bell peppers for 79 cents per sleeve. So I went ahead and picked up 2 of those. They're normally kind of smaller than the like single ones, and Valley Produce had theirs for like I think 88 cents per pound or something like that, but I just went ahead and picked up 2 packages of these for like, you know, about $1.50 or so. So yeah, that was everything that we ended up picking up from Caputo's. And then this, guys, was what we ended up actually getting from the garden yesterday. These were all of the potatoes we ended up growing. These are pretty much all red potatoes. And then we also have 2 honeydew melon, which we've picked a bunch already. We had a cannonball watermelon and also zucchini in there as well. So that's why we didn't need that much produce, because we actually have a lot. So I figured like we can cut up our watermelon, and then once we finish that off, because it's so small, we can have an actual full watermelon to do maybe this weekend. We might grill. So that was sort of it for everything we ended up getting from the grocery stores. Again, there wasn't a lot of like sale stuff really going on. Jewel looks like they have a handful of stuff. I might try and finish doing that list tonight. And then also, actually that's the only thing I need to finish up, because I think I pretty much actually have Aldi done already. There really wasn't anything going on at Aldi. And then also at Menards, I finished that already. So that's really all I have to do. So I'm gonna get this stuff put away, like I said. Probably wind up finishing that, have my mac and cheese for dinner. But yeah, like I said, I thought I'd just share with you guys that it's starting to get into fall season. We're not going to see, like, you know, melons on sale quite as often and everything like that. It's going to be a lot of apples. Apples are like going to be the thing that's on sale the most right now, and I love Honeycrisp apples. I love it when they're under $1 per pound too. And so yeah, like I said, I am very happy about that. I think I'm gonna have an apple. I feel like that's what's also been helping me too, is that like I've been eating a lot, especially this week, not even really realizing up until probably yesterday that I wasn't feeling that great, but I've been eating so much like fresh fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, that I feel like that helps, like, or maybe has been helping me a little bit. You know, like I said, I've been eating like raspberries a lot. Like we got raspberries last week, the week before that, and everything like that. And on top of that too, taking my vitamins, which again, I've been doing like religiously pretty much since last week. So I feel like, again, like that's also been helpful, because I've been taking my vitamin C, not even realizing again I was gonna get sick. So I feel like that's why I actually don't feel bad. Like I really don't. Like I have energy still. I feel like, you know, again, just a little stuffed up, and it's more like a head cold sort of thing. Like that's really all that it's been. Even like yesterday, which I feel like I actually felt worse yesterday, and like today I don't feel bad, but I don't really feel good either. It's just sort of like, just sort of feel like you know. So anyways, like I said, I'm gonna get all this now put away. All right guys, well, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed. I actually took some like nasal spray, because honestly, like it's just my like sinuses right now are like so like stuffed up, and honestly, as soon as I took the nasal spray, my nose started running, which is, I guess, sort of good. But the thing was too, I wanted to put some eye drops in, just because my eyes feel really dry and like swollen and puffy and everything like that, which always comes with whenever I have some type of like sinus congestion. And so I wanted to use the eye drops. However, my mom's asleep and I can't put eye drops in myself. So like the thing is that I know when the eye drops are coming, so I always close my eyes, right? Like I squeeze the bottle out, I can't keep my eye open. So like it's so weird too, because my dad, especially when he was like younger, like when I remember when I was like little, well, like when we lived in our old house, and then even when we like started to live here, like the first couple of years, my dad has something wrong with like his eyes, like they dry out or something like that, I think, like really really bad when he sleeps, and so they will like crust over pretty much, and or something like that, I don't know, or maybe it's like an over amount of like water or something, I don't know. He'd have to like peel up like his eyelid because it would get stuck shut. And so, like I said, he would have really, really bad problems. Like, I remember growing up, and he'd always have to use eye drops, and I was always like, I am never going to use eye drops. So, like, that's terrifying, because I was, like, little, like 3, 4 years old or something like that. I just remember my dad, like, always putting them in. And, so, like I said, like, it's weird, though. He, like, completely grew out of it. It is weird because, like I said, I like vaguely remember this is like stuff from like my childhood, you know. It's just my dad would always wind up, you know, like before he'd go to bed at night, he'd always put eye drops in. Like if I ended up staying up late enough, you know, or like we wound up having like a slumber party out in the living room, we were gonna watch movies at night, because we used to do that like all the time on Friday nights. I remember this was before Matthew was like even born. And so like my parents and me would all wind up sleeping out in the living room and like watch a movie or whatever on the living room floor. And like I said, so like I remember, again, if I ever stayed up late enough, my dad would wind up like putting eye drops in at night, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, that's scary. Like, don't just drop things in your eye. The only time I ever thought about like getting water in my eye, you know, like from like a shower or a swimming pool or something like that, I was like, why are you deliberately like putting stuff in your eyes, like, you know? And so like I said, this was just when I was little, and then so it just always scared me like to put eye drops in. And then the first time I ever actually put eye drops in, like I think when I've been to the eye doctor or whatever, they've put them in, but like again, that was little, and that was like doctor stuff. Like you just sort of like, you know, you don't really have entirely a choice at the doctor, you know. And so like I remember like my mom like holding my eye open while the doctor was like putting drops in there, and like still like sort of being freaked out. But like I said, I really don't specifically remember it like when I was little. But again, like the last time that I, well, not the last time, but the first time that I ever had like not a doctor's office like eye drops put in was when I was really horribly sick with like, I think I had strep throat or something like that. I lost my voice. My whole face was so congested. I couldn't breathe. This was also the first time I ever had used nasal spray, was when I got that sick. I think like I had something wrong with my ears maybe or something like that. I had to take like an antibiotic and stuff like that. Like I got really sick then. But like I said, because my eyes were so swollen, the doctor was like, oh my gosh, like your eyes are like, they were like bloodshot, like horrible. And like I said, it was just like horrible in my face. Like I couldn't breathe, but I had used the nasal spray for the first time then, but my nose was so clogged that like it really almost didn't even help hardly. But the eye drops, I had so much relief. If my allergies are really bad, or I've been like at my computer screen for a really long time, like I said, don't do it very often, but every once in a while, if it's really bad, I'll like ask her to put eye drops in for me. And like I said, I was gonna do it tonight, and she was asleep already, and I was like, I just don't think that I'd be able to do it, because like I've tried before to put drops in, and again, I'll wind up closing my eye, and then it's just all down my entire face. And so I was like, there's no way, like I can't put them in by myself. I have to have somebody else, you know. Like it's sort of that thing like with like a shot, you know, like you get a shot at the doctor's office or whatever. Like I don't think I'd ever be able to like give myself a shot, because it's just that I'm expecting it, obviously, because I'm the one that's doing it. It's the same thing with like eye drops. Like it's, you know, like I can deal with it, but I just have to not know that it's coming. You know, if not, I'm gonna react to it, like close my eyes or whatever. So like I said, it's sort of the same thing. That's almost like, honestly, like I hate the taste of like a lot of liquid medication. I don't think a lot of people do, but it's sort of that same thing too. Like I will stand there for like 30 minutes being like, okay, now. Okay, no, now. And I'm like, wait, okay, no, now. And I'm just the whole entire time. That's why I almost need like one of those little like, you know, like the baby, you know, like little squirts or whatever, just so that my mom can walk by and just like squirt it in my mouth. So I'm not thinking about it. Because like I spend way too much time like contemplating how bad it's going to be, instead of just like doing it and getting it over with. Or like I said, in that instance, like my eyes, like I'll wind up closing them, because that's just your sort of natural reaction. Unless you get really good at taking eye drops, I think you just automatically, like your reaction is like, something's coming towards my eye, like I'm gonna close my eye. You know, your first reaction is probably, and you know that it's coming because you're the one that's doing it. So, yeah, like I said, I can't do that, but that would have been a little helpful just because I feel, they actually don't feel that bad, but again, I feel like it would be nice to have had some eye drops in. But since I'm going to bed anyway, I don't think it'll be that bad. But my nose is like completely, like, it's a little stuffy, but it's, like I said, ever since I used the spray, I've been totally fine, because it always, for some reason for me, allergies or when I have a cold or anything like that, I always tend to, and sometimes too, I guess it's allergies, but like sometimes if I'm sitting in the living room late in the afternoon and I'm sitting in the recliner laying down, I totally don't know why it would be, but sometimes I feel like it's just from like the dust or whatever, you know, like, I mean, it's the same dust that's in my room that's in the rest of the house, but sometimes, I don't know, for whatever reason, if I'm upstairs or because it's carpeted up there, so maybe that's why, or like out in the living room sometimes, and if I'm like laying back, especially like I said, like in the recliners or whatever, and then I go to sit up, like I'll be congested sometimes, and it's not because I'm sick, it's just because of like allergies, I'm assuming. But like it always seems like if I do it during the day, it doesn't have an effect on me. It always seems like it's at night for some weird reason. I don't know why, but I always get like worst congestion, I feel like, at night. So that's why, like, I was feeling totally fine pretty much all day today until like this last couple hours, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna use this, and I've actually felt really great. So it's supposed to last for about 12 hours, so I think I'm gonna try and do it like a little bit before we wind up going to the football game tomorrow too, just so that, again, I'm not like, I can't not breathe while we're there. But finally, we have got some actual fall weather to you know, enjoy out at the football game, which I don't know how much I'm going to be enjoying it, because again, it's actually, my dad said too, like today was a little chilly, but he said it's actually going to be warmer tomorrow, so it's like, well, okay, but like I think maybe like 70s to 80s, I'm thinking maybe tomorrow, but by the time like the sun goes down for the actual football game, it'll probably be much cooler, 60, 70, something like that, but that's still like sweatshirt weather sort of. So anyways, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. Like I said, I am hoping that this is just a real fast, like a 48 hour, 72 hour sort of thing. And like I said, I'm honestly, the way I feel right now, I feel like by tomorrow I'm hoping, fingers crossed, will be sort of the last day that I don't feel good, because like I can normally sort of tell like how quickly it's sort of moving and like how bad I'm not really feeling, and like at this point I'm not really feeling that bad, and so I feel like probably by tomorrow, again, it'll probably still be like a stuffed up nose and stuff like that, but I'm hoping that it just sort of like can, you know, move on really quickly and be sort of done with by like Saturday would be awesome, and just like maybe a residual by that point. But like I said, it feels like it's not lasting quite as long. And like Jack, again too, like I said, he didn't feel that great on Friday after the football game. He said that he thought maybe he was getting sick. He was like, oh, I feel like I have a little bit of a sore throat, which like I never felt like I had. But then on Saturday he didn't feel really great. Sunday he probably felt the worst. Monday he also didn't feel really good, and then by Tuesday he was back in school. So like I said, it was sort of like a 3-day thing for even him too. My dad said his lasted, it seemed like a little bit longer, like, but I don't know, what didn't sound like it was like that bad. Jack sort of hit him hard and fast, and my dad seemed like it was sort of like longer, and like the symptoms sort of dragged out, and he had like sort of everything. He said that he does have like a little bit of a cough, like a sore throat a little bit, like congestion, and he said that he couldn't even sleep too. I think it was 2 nights ago, because he was so congested really bad. My dad also has really bad like sinus problems sort of too, which I almost wonder if that had to do with like his eyes stuff, like also maybe too, because like a lot of times, I mean, I don't know if that specifically, but like I know when my like sinuses are bad, my eyes, you know, get all messed up and stuff like that, and they're either really watery and everything like that, sort of just like with allergies. But like I feel like me and my dad really have like sort of the same thing. My mom doesn't normally wind up getting like a whole lot of like sinus stuff. My dad always does. And like I said, I just feel like I have allergies almost all the time. Like I honestly wonder if I'm allergic to the dogs, but something I suffer through because I love them so much. And like, I don't know too, it just doesn't ever feel bad enough for me to be like, oh, like I need medicine. Like it's like really, really bad. Once in a while it might sort of be not great, but again, it's like nothing that like I can't sort of just like get through or whatever, or like affects my quality of life, anything like that, that I'm like, oh, like I need medicine or something like that. Again, sometimes I will wind up taking it, but I really actually think I would prefer like a nasal spray, because I just don't, it's I'm really good about taking my vitamins, but I don't want to have to take another thing to remember to take. And again, too, it's like some days I actually don't feel bad at all, and then some days I do. And so it's like I never know when I'm not going to feel good. And it's never like a specific time of year, really. Sometimes, again, it can be like winter, but it might be because the furnace is on, so it's really dry air, you know, throughout the house and stuff like that. So again, sometimes I think it's just like all of that kind of stuff, too. So anyways, long story short, guys, I need to get in the shower and get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.